Hi, I'm Mrs. Stieber, and I'm Jacob's fifth grade math teacher, and I just wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to discuss with me Jacob's results from his STAAR assessment. So before we get started into the results, I just wanted to first define what STAAR even means. And STAAR stands for the State of Texas Assessments of Academic Readiness. And it's a criterion test, meaning that your child's performance is not being compared to other students, but it is being measured against specific set of grade level standards. And those grade level standards are found in it's listed for teachers to find, and it's called the TEKS. So it's the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, and we base our lessons on the TEKS. And this is a test to see how well your student has mastered the concepts that we have gone over in class about those things. So now looking specifically on the back page here of Jacob's math scores, we can see that Jacob meets grade level. So that just means that he is on track for college and career readiness. So if he continues on this trajectory, by the time he graduates high school, he will be ready and he will meet all of the criteria to be able to be enrolled and accepted into a college. So that's good news. This is really great reflection of Jacob's dedication and hard work towards his academic career. So kudos to Jacob and to y'all, because you should be very proud of him. So we can see here that Jacob scored 71%. And that just basically means that Jacob scored better than 71% of other fifth graders in the state of Texas. So this is a state-specific assessment. And down below, under the knowledge and skills categories of mathematics specifically, because we see here that up here he's got, this is the language arts, reading and language arts, and down below is the science. And so right now we're just focused on math only. So his knowledge and skills for mathematics specifically, in terms of numerical representations and relationships, he scored right on par with the 71%. So out of 7 questions, he scored 5 correct, and that put him at getting 71% of them correct. And then we move over, let's just skip over to the geometry and measurements section here, and he got 8 out of 10 of those questions correct. So he got 8 out of 10 points. And then on the last section where it says data analysis and personal finance literacy, he got 100%. So that's really great for Jacob. The area that Jacob struggled in the most was with computations and algebraic relationships. In that area, he scored overall 55%. And so I just wanted to discuss with you some ways in which Jacob were in ways that you all can help Jacob improve his abilities in computations and algebraic relationships. So one way is that you could have, when you guys are out at a restaurant, just have him calculate the tip. And you can ask him to do this in different ways. So like give him the total of the bill and tell him to figure it as a percentage, or ask him, if we're going to tip this much, money, what fraction of the total bill is our tip going to be? Or you could ask him that in a type of, try to frame it to get him to think about decimals. So there's I should have first said there is a thing that they'll do in 6th grade. It's called the FDP. So they do FDP quizzes. So it's fractions, percent, or decimals and percentages. And they'll be doing these quizzes like every week. And they're going to be checking like benchmark, like your quarter percent, or quarter fraction. What does that look like, and how is that represented as a percentage, and how is that represented as a decimal? And they'll be doing that for your benchmark. So like quarter and 2/3, 1/3, like all of your benchmark type fractions that are very common. And so you could ask Jacob questions that are framed either to get him to be thinking about percentages or be focused on fractions or be focused on decimals or whatever. Just think of different ways to ask the same question, but just looking for different ways to represent that. So you could do that at the restaurant as he's figuring out a tip, or at the gas station when you're filling up the tank. You could say, we have a 30-gallon tank and we are at 3/4. How much gas do you think, how many gallons of gas do you think that we're going to be putting in? And then you can make it a game. It would be a fun little way to play with him and get the whole family thinking mathematically. And then obviously you could have him cook with you in the kitchen, which is such a fun way to talk about fractions and get him thinking about real world ways in which mathematical computations happen in our day-to-day life. So I just wanted to say that overall Jacob has done a fabulous job this year. I've just enjoyed having him in my classroom. He's been such a strong contributor and he's really worked hard, and I just appreciate him so much. And I think just in order to continue to help support him in this computation and algebraic relationships, he will be, as he gets more and more help with that and support at home, he's going to be more than ready to get into middle school and the years beyond that. And so I'm very proud of the effort that he has been putting in. I can't wait to see how he continues to grow. Congratulations.